Success has a strange way of exposing people's true character. Sometimes, your greatest revenge is simply becoming everything they said you never could. But for Chief Emeka Okafor, watching Chinedu rise was a punishment far worse than losing money. It was the beginning of his downfall. Only 3 months had passed since Chinedu opened his own workshop. Yet every morning, the compound was already filled with vehicles waiting for service. Luxury SUVs, company vehicles, government convoys, even expensive imported cars. Word had spread quickly across Onitsha. People weren't just talking about Chinedu's skill, they were talking about his honesty. Unlike many mechanics, he explained every repair before starting work. He returned old spare parts to customers. He charged fair prices. And he treated everyone with respect, whether they arrived in a luxury SUV or an old taxi. Customers left satisfied. They brought their friends, their relatives, their business partners. Soon appointments had to be booked several days in advance. Meanwhile, across town, something unusual was happening inside Chief Emeka's once famous workshop. The place that was once filled with noise had become strangely quiet. Several vehicle lifts stood empty. Mechanics waited for customers who never came. Even his apprentices had begun whispering among themselves. Some secretly visited Chinedu's workshop after work. What they saw shocked them. Modern equipment, professional organization, happy customers, and a boss who never insulted his workers. Within weeks, 2 apprentices quietly resigned and joined Chinedu's workshop. Then 3 more left, then another. Chief Emeka became furious. He increased salaries for those who remained. But money could not replace respect. The departures continued. His anger only became worse. Customers also began disappearing. One wealthy businessman who had serviced his vehicles with Chief Emeka for almost 15 years suddenly stopped coming. Another transport company moved all their vehicles to Chinedu. Then a construction company followed. Every lost customer felt like another blow to his pride. Still, Chief Emeka refused to admit the truth. Instead, he convinced himself that someone was destroying his business on purpose. One evening, while sitting alone in his office, he opened Facebook on his phone. He wasn't searching for Chinedu. He simply began scrolling. Then, one video stopped his finger. A local blogger was interviewing young entrepreneurs making a difference in Onitsha. Standing proudly in front of a modern workshop was Chinedu. The camera showed rows of waiting vehicles, happy customers praising his honesty, employees smiling while working. The workshop sign read, Chinedu Obi Auto Solutions. Chief Emeka's hands began shaking. He watched the entire interview. Every compliment directed at Chinedu felt like an insult to him. The comments underneath made everything worse. Thousands of people praised Chinedu's humility. Some even called him the best young mechanic in Anambra State. Chief Emeka could no longer control his anger. In his mind, there was only one explanation. He convinced himself that Chinedu must have stolen money from his workshop before leaving. The more he repeated the lie to himself, the more it started sounding like the truth. The following week, he hired a lawyer. He filed a lawsuit claiming Chinedu had stolen money from him to establish his business. News of the case spread rapidly across Onitsha. Some people believed the accusation. Others defended Chinedu. The courtroom became crowded on the first hearing. Everyone wanted to know the truth. Chief Emeka arrived looking confident. He expected an easy victory, but he made one mistake. He underestimated the people willing to stand beside Chinedu. When the judge asked how Chinedu had obtained the money to establish his workshop, a familiar face quietly stood up. It was Chief Tunde Adebayo. Calmly, he presented documents proving he had personally financed the workshop, bank transfer records, equipment purchase receipts, property lease documents, even photographs taken on the day he handed Chinedu the workshop keys. Every document matched perfectly. Then he explained why he had helped him. He told the court about the day Chinedu repaired his SUV without supervision. He described the young man's honesty, talent, and humility. And finally, he revealed that the money Chief Emeka claimed had been stolen was actually the cash gift he had personally given to Chinedu. The courtroom fell completely silent. Chief Emeka had no answer. Every accusation collapsed within minutes. The judge dismissed the case for lack of evidence. Outside the courtroom, reporters surrounded Chinedu, but instead of celebrating, he simply thanked Chief Tunde for believing in him when nobody else did. As Chinedu walked away, Chief Emeka remained standing alone, humiliated, defeated, consumed by jealousy. But what nobody realized was that losing the court case wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something far more dangerous. Chief Emeka had stopped thinking like a businessman. Now, he was thinking like a desperate man with nothing left to lose. Do you think jealousy can drive someone to destroy another person's life? And if you thought Chief Emeka had reached his lowest point, wait until episode 6, where he tries everything from sabotage to dark spiritual rituals before making one final decision that changes both their lives forever. If you're enjoying this series, like this video, subscribe for episode 6, and share it with someone who believes that success is the best response to injustice.